Every long-distance rider knows the moment when motion turns into meditation. When the horizon becomes less a destination and more a promise. The open road has its own language, spoken through miles, weather, and the hum of precision beneath you. Some machines simply travel across it. Others transform it into something larger, something that redefines how far comfort, technology, and endurance can really go. In this story, we explore a touring legend that has just rewritten its own rulebook, integrating intelligence where muscle once dominated, and anticipation where effort once lived. It is the evolution of travel itself, wrapped in innovation and shaped by decades of devotion to the journey. Stay tuned, because this is more than a machine update. It is a window into how we may all ride tomorrow. If you enjoy deep dives into engineering, design, and the future of motion, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on which model or series you want covered next. The 2025 Honda Goldwing Tour begins with a legacy already carved into motorcycling history. Few machines have carried the same reputation for long-distance comfort and mechanical precision. The first thing you notice about the new Goldwing Tour is not what has changed, but what has matured. The design no longer shouts for attention. It whispers confidence through smoother body lines, aerodynamic sculpting, and lighting that looks like it belongs on a luxury vehicle of the future. Every curve, every seam, has been reconsidered with one goal in mind: to make endless miles feel effortless. Honda's engineers know that true touring riders value more than power. They value balance. So the 2025 Goldwing Tour refines its six-cylinder engine not for raw speed, but for perfect composure. The sound of the motor is subdued, tuned to a low, refined pulse that matches the machine's grand touring personality. At highway speed, it feels like gliding on a layer of calm, separated from the chaos of wind and road noise by engineering precision that borders on art. Beneath that calm exterior lies an engine still capable of tremendous torque. The 1833 cubic centimeters power plant continues as the heart of the Goldwing Tour, now calibrated with updated ECU mapping for smoother throttle transitions and more efficient combustion. The difference is in the delivery. Acceleration feels more measured, as though the bike anticipates your next input before you make it. The 7-speed dual-clutch transmission has also been reprogrammed. Shifts are quicker, cleaner, and less perceptible. Riders who prefer manual control can still toggle through gears via thumb and forefinger, but most will find the automatic logic nearly flawless, adapting to throttle input, incline, and even traffic flow. This is not about removing control. It is about optimizing it. Touring has always been about staying comfortable over long distances, and Honda continues to define that metric. The 2025 Goldwing Tour introduces a revised seat compound, reshaped for both rider and passenger ergonomics. Combined with subtle handlebar repositioning and enhanced foot peg insulation, fatigue over multi-hour stretches is noticeably reduced. Every detail, from the density of foam to the micro-texture of the seat cover, contributes to the sensation that this motorcycle was sculpted around you. Aerodynamics are more than a visual story. They influence the very feeling of endurance. Wind tunnel testing has refined airflow management around the rider's helmet and shoulders, reducing buffeting without isolating you from the experience of motion. The adjustable electric windscreen now operates faster and more quietly, giving riders the ability to adapt to weather or preference instantly. Venting along the fairing edges subtly channels air to maintain temperature balance, making long hot days or cold dawn rides far more bearable. Inside the cockpit, Honda has pushed the interface into new territory. The 2025 Goldwing Tour debuts a sharper, more responsive 7-inch TFT display, merging critical data and entertainment through a redesigned operating system. Voice control is now more intuitive, responding to natural speech patterns for navigation, calls, and music. The integration with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto remains, but now with wireless functionality, reducing clutter and enhancing convenience. Navigation accuracy has improved as well, using real-time data to suggest rest stops, fuel points, and route alternatives on the fly. The machine feels like a co-pilot. It learns, it adjusts, and it quietly makes each decision easier. Beyond comfort and tech, weight distribution remains the silent hero of this model. Honda's commitment to a low center of gravity defines the way the Goldwing Tour moves. Even with full luggage and a passenger, slow speed balance feels intuitive. Parking maneuvers and U-turns are no longer stressful exercises. They are gentle reminders of engineering mastery. The optional reverse and walking modes remain indispensable for handling tight spaces, especially when fully loaded. Underneath the polished exterior lies an updated suspension setup. The front double wishbone system continues to separate steering from suspension input, allowing the front tire to track independently of fork compression. This translates to better stability over rough pavement and an almost car-like composure through corners. The rear suspension benefits from revised damping curves and electronic preload adjustment, automatically adapting to payload and road conditions. It's the kind of system that makes a 900-pound touring motorcycle feel far lighter than its spec sheet suggests. Riders often ask how much smarter a machine like this can truly get, and the 2025 Gold Wing Tour answers with a subtle smile. Its array of sensors, accelerometers, and traction algorithms constantly analyze inputs. Every corner, throttle roll, or lean angle becomes part of an adaptive learning loop. It's not autonomy, it's augmentation. Honda's engineers have tuned this intelligence to remain invisible, offering a layer of support that feels organic rather than imposed. The bike never overrides you. It interprets your intent and helps you fulfill it. Beyond the hardware and code, the story of the Gold Wing Tour 2025 is also a story of design philosophy. Honda understands that long-distance riding is not about escaping the world but connecting with it in a deeper, quieter way. The styling reflects that ethos. Elegance replaces excess. Chrome gives way to satin finishes. Every surface looks tactile and functional. LED lighting is arranged not merely for illumination but for character, tracing the bike's outline at dusk like a signature of sophistication. The luggage system, often an afterthought in many tourers, is integrated seamlessly. Capacities remain generous, but the clamshell design and electronic locks have been refined for easier access. The hinges operate with a reassuring precision, and the finish on interior panels feels almost automotive. Small touches, like integrated USB-C ports and improved sealing against dust and moisture, show a brand still obsessed with the little things that make long trips enjoyable. What truly separates this year's Gold Wing Tour, however, is the way it balances tradition with evolution. Longtime owners will immediately recognize its silhouette and heartbeat, yet newcomers will see a touring platform that speaks to modern connectivity and sustainability. Honda's incremental approach pays off here. Nothing feels forced. Each innovation slots naturally into the framework of what the Gold Wing has always been. As we continue, we will look deeper into the technological backbone that allows this motorcycle to act as a seamless extension of the rider's mind. A machine that not only moves but communicates. That's the next chapter in understanding why the 2025 Honda Gold Wing Tour might be the smartest touring machine on the planet. The 2025 Honda Gold Wing Tour carries its reputation not only through comfort but through its sophisticated intelligence. This segment examines how that intelligence actually works beneath the surface. At the heart of the system lies a network of sensors and algorithms that continuously evaluate the road environment, tire grip, throttle position, and rider behavior. This is the unseen layer that defines the next generation of touring technology. Unlike earlier iterations that simply reacted to conditions, the Gold Wing Tour now predicts them. The integrated IMU, or inertial measurement unit, maps every degree of lean, pitch, and acceleration. The onboard computer interprets that data to deliver real-time adjustments to traction, braking, and suspension settings. Riders might not notice the corrections happening, but the feeling of stability through a sweeping curve at highway speed tells the story. The system gently compensates for mid-corner bumps or crosswinds, giving riders confidence without intrusion. Electronic safety systems have matured as well. Honda Selectable Torque Control now operates in tighter increments, meaning the transition between grip and slip feels more natural. The ABS algorithms communicate directly with the suspension controller, allowing braking pressure to remain balanced even during heavy lean. Combined with DCT logic that downshifts proactively before tight corners, the result is seamless composure that feels more like intuition than programming. This is where Honda's development philosophy becomes clear. Intelligence is only useful when it feels invisible. The 2025 Honda Gold Wing Tour uses its data to disappear into the background, leaving riders free to focus on the journey itself. A highlight of this generation is the evolution of ride modes. Touring, Sport, Rain, and Eco remain as selectable presets, but each now adapts dynamically. For instance, the Eco mode no longer dulls response excessively. Instead, it analyzes throttle rhythm and anticipates passing maneuvers, temporarily unlocking additional torque when needed. Touring mode maintains a perfect middle ground for long-distance riding, while sport mode sharpens shift points and throttle input to match winding roads. What's new is how these modes learn. The bike records subtle patterns in your throttle behavior and braking style, then refines the response curve accordingly. Over time, no two Goldwing Tours behave identically, because each one evolves to fit its rider. Beyond performance logic, connectivity takes a major leap. The updated infotainment interface is powered by a faster processor and a more advanced communication bus, allowing the system to manage more data streams simultaneously. Voice control now works offline, processing basic commands even without a network connection. Navigation leverages real-time data pulled from the paired smartphone to provide weather overlays and traffic density visualization. This level of feedback transforms the experience from simple route following to predictive journey planning. The 2025 Goldwing Tour is also compatible with over-the-air updates, meaning performance tweaks and feature improvements can be delivered remotely. Honda's connected ecosystem enables diagnostics, allowing technicians to review system performance without the rider stepping into a shop. It marks a shift from static ownership to a living product that continues to improve long after purchase. Yet, for all its intelligence, the Goldwing Tour remains deeply human. The seat, handlebar placement, and foot controls are not the work of algorithms alone. They are the result of human testing and ergonomic mapping. Engineers spent months refining the sensory feedback from the grips, ensuring vibration isolation without disconnecting riders from the mechanical rhythm beneath. Sound design follows the same principle. The exhaust tone is tuned for frequency comfort, meaning less fatigue over extended rides. Every detail feeds into the idea that the bike's smart systems exist to enhance, not replace, the emotional core of riding. In terms of construction, the 2025 Honda Goldwing Tour benefits from lightweight materials applied strategically rather than uniformly. The frame uses a combination of cast aluminum and precision welding to achieve both stiffness and compliance. Weight savings from component optimization have been redistributed to reinforce mounting points for luggage and passenger accommodations. The effect is improved balance when loaded, particularly noticeable during slow-speed maneuvering or steep gradients. Fuel efficiency also benefits from this refined weight management, aided by advanced combustion mapping that improves low RPM economy without dulling response. The result is a touring motorcycle capable of stretching farther between stops, a quality that every long-distance rider appreciates. Honda's approach to rider interface continues to be deliberate. Physical buttons remain alongside touch controls, ensuring tactile usability even with gloves. The new interface color scheme enhances readability under glare, and the icons follow international standards for clarity. A secondary display provides simplified data for quick glances, speed, range, and mode, minimizing distraction. These small usability upgrades show a company thinking holistically about the rider's environment rather than merely packing features. Perhaps the most intriguing addition is the adaptive cruise system. Using radar-assisted monitoring, it maintains set distances from vehicles ahead and can subtly adjust speed on descending grades. Unlike automotive systems that can feel mechanical, Honda's calibration aims for smoothness that preserves the natural flow of riding. This is especially useful on interstate stretches or long mountain passes where concentration can wane after hours on the road. The bike becomes a steady companion, managing monotony without robbing the rider of agency. Another intelligent addition is the tire pressure monitoring integration, now displaying precise SI readings for each wheel with temperature compensation. This transparency allows proactive maintenance and safer operation under heavy load or changing altitude. As we look across the total system, the Goldwing Tour's intelligence does not manifest as complexity, but as calmness. Everything about the machine feels one step ahead of your needs. Even the lighting adapts. The full LED array includes cornering lights that illuminate as you lean, linked to the IMU for real-time response. On unlit highways, the sense of security this provides cannot be overstated. The road ahead unfolds naturally, rather than appearing suddenly. The synergy between chassis, electronics, and ergonomics defines why the 2025 Honda Goldwing Tour stands apart from others. It feels orchestrated. Each subsystem contributes to a harmony of comfort and precision. Yet there remains a question. In a world where motorcycles increasingly think for us, does this level of assistance change the very nature of motorcycling? As we move into the final segment, we'll explore how this evolution affects the identity of the Goldwing Tour, and what it means for the riders who trust it to carry them farther than ever before. The 2025 Honda Goldwing Tour represents a turning point in what long-distance riding means. Beyond the mechanics and algorithms, this segment explores the emotional and cultural shift behind such innovation. When a machine becomes this advanced, the question is no longer about horsepower or top speed. It becomes about trust. Riders must believe that the technology working beneath them is not a barrier but an ally. With the Goldwing Tour, that trust is earned through subtlety. Each system is designed to feel natural, to respond in a way that reflects human rhythm rather than mechanical rigidity. Over long miles, this creates a bond between rider and machine that feels almost conversational, a flow of intuition that deepens rather than dilutes the joy of the journey. Touring has always been an act of patience and persistence. The open highway rewards those who listen to it. The 2025 Honda Goldwing Tour gives riders the tools to do so longer, safer, and with greater awareness. The addition of predictive systems, like adaptive cruise, cornering illumination, and real-time weather guidance, does not make the rider passive. Instead, it removes distractions, freeing the mind to focus on navigation, scenery, and self-reflection. In a sense, the machine fades into the background, leaving the experience pure. That balance between digital precision and organic sensation defines Honda's vision of the modern tourer. The design language communicates this philosophy visually. Each curve and contour reflects movement even when the bike is standing still. The LED lighting signature has a quiet confidence, while the combination of matte finishes and chrome accents bridges past and future. It is elegant but purposeful, mature but still spirited. The 2025 Honda Goldwing Tour embodies the idea that progress should feel familiar, not foreign. Inside that balance lies Honda's understanding of its riders. Many Goldwing owners are veterans of countless miles, carrying memories of cross-country journeys that shaped their sense of freedom. For them, the evolution of their machine must respect tradition while making every new ride easier to enjoy. That is why the technology here never feels like a takeover. It feels like a conversation with experience, a refinement of lessons learned from decades of open-road exploration. The riding community sees in this machine not just an update but a recognition of their loyalty and expectations. Environmental consideration also plays a growing role. The 2025 Honda Goldwing Tour benefits from improved fuel mapping and reduced emissions, aligning with global standards without compromising performance. Efficiency and sustainability no longer belong only to small commuter bikes. They now extend into the luxury touring segment. The Goldwing Tour proves that responsibility and enjoyment can coexist. Each gallon stretches farther, each emission reduced without drawing attention to itself. In a future increasingly defined by electrification, this model may represent the last great chapter of internal combustion refinement. That notion carries emotional weight. Riders understand that machines like this are rare. They stand as monuments to mechanical excellence before the full transition to electric propulsion takes hold. Yet, Honda's engineers have positioned the Goldwing Tour to bridge that gap gracefully. Its digital backbone is ready for hybrid or fully electric evolution, and its software architecture can accommodate new forms of energy management. That foresight makes this motorcycle more than a product of its year. It becomes a platform for what comes next. The emotional impact of riding the 2025 Honda Goldwing Tour cannot be measured in specifications alone. There is a particular satisfaction in gliding across vast distances with a machine that feels like it understands you. Long rides through deserts, forests, or cityscapes all reveal the same truth. Comfort breeds confidence, and confidence invites exploration. When fatigue fades and curiosity remains, that is when a motorcycle has truly done its job. The Goldwing Tour nurtures that state of mind, where travel becomes meditation. Riders often describe this feeling as being part of the landscape rather than moving through it, and this is exactly what the Goldwing was built to achieve. Another significant aspect is the social connection it fosters. Goldwing communities around the world share a unique camaraderie. The 2025 model strengthens that bond by integrating connectivity features that allow group route sharing and trip logging directly through Honda's Touring app ecosystem. The sense of belonging extends beyond the physical ride, forming a digital thread that connects journeys across continents. This blend of personal solitude and shared experience is the soul of modern touring culture. And yet, at its core, the Gold Wing Tour remains deeply personal. It respects the quiet moments, those dawn departures and sunset arrivals where the world feels suspended. It reminds riders that progress should never remove the poetry of travel. Technology exists here not to dominate but to elevate those moments. When you rest your hand on the grip, you still feel the heartbeat of the six-cylinder beneath, steady and refined, echoing decades of heritage. The question that began this exploration was whether intelligence could coexist with instinct. The 2025 Honda Gold Wing Tour answers that not through theory but through presence. It proves that the future of motorcycling lies not in surrendering control, but in enhancing it. Every system, every refinement, contributes to a greater sense of freedom, not restriction. As the industry evolves toward automation and electrification, this machine stands as a reminder that human engagement remains the essence of the ride. In the final analysis, the Gold Wing Tour's legacy is not only measured in comfort or performance but in its philosophy. Progress that honors passion. As we move to our closing thoughts, we will reflect on what this means for the touring world as a whole, and how the 2025 Honda Gold Wing Tour sets the tone for the decades ahead. The 2025 Honda Gold Wing Tour closes its story not as a mere update, but as a statement about where motorcycling is headed. From its earliest versions to this newest evolution, the Gold Wing name has always meant more than travel. It has meant mastery over distance, the transformation of fatigue into flow. In this generation, that spirit continues, only now refined through layers of intelligence and precision that make each mile feel crafted rather than endured. The engineering is extraordinary, but what makes it remarkable is its humility. Nothing shouts for attention. Every system works quietly in harmony, reinforcing the idea that true innovation is felt, not seen. The 2025 Honda Gold Wing Tour proves that technology can serve emotion, not replace it. It gives riders the tools to go farther, safer, and deeper into their love of the open road. Across every landscape, from sweeping interstates to narrow mountain passes, this motorcycle demonstrates what happens when human intuition meets mechanical empathy. The adaptive electronics, the comfort architecture, the aerodynamic balance, and the familiar pulse of that flat-six engine all merge into a single conversation about freedom. It's a story written in curves and horizons rather than code. For the rider, it's not about statistics or specs. It's about the quiet confidence of knowing the machine beneath you is designed to understand the journey as much as the destination. That is the rare gift of the Gold Wing Tour. This model also raises a broader question for the industry. As more machines integrate advanced electronics, the Gold Wing Tour sets a standard for how to do it responsibly. It never alienates traditionalists, yet it excites new riders who value intelligence and connectivity. It demonstrates that progress and personality are not opposites. They can coexist when design respects both form and feeling. That is a lesson every manufacturer will study. Ultimately, the 2025 Honda Gold Wing Tour is about evolution with empathy. It carries forward half a century of tradition while preparing for an era defined by data and sustainability. It invites riders to embrace the next chapter of touring without abandoning the romance of the road. Honda has managed to modernize not just a motorcycle, but an idea. The belief that exploration can be effortless, and that comfort and curiosity can travel side by side. So as we close this deep dive, remember that this machine is more than a collection of parts. It's a philosophy on two wheels, a reminder that intelligence should always enhance experience, never overshadow it. The open road remains endless, the horizon still calling, and the Gold Wing Tour, now smarter than ever, is ready to meet it head-on. Until the next ride, stay curious, stay safe, and keep chasing what's just beyond the next bend.